Howdy, hey, how is everybody doing? And welcome back to Disney Daily. In The Lion King, we meet many memorable characters. The ambitious Simba, the feisty Nala, the clever Timon, the kind Pumbaa, and the wise Rafiki, just to name a few. But there is a character who I find to be one of the most intriguing, and that is the sarcastic and uptight Zazu, who is definitely one of my favorite characters from the film. Zazu's background isn't really explored in the animated or live-action films. We are basically given the bare minimum in terms of his background. All we really know is that he serves as Mufasa's advisor, and later he becomes Simba's. But we don't learn much more than that. Well, never fear. In today's video, I tried to piece together Zazu's backstory from various pieces of literature you may have never heard of. Okay, let us begin. As I started to research Zazu's origins, I came across conflicting stories. And while that is frustrating, I decided I am going to present both to you all, so you can decide which one is your favorite, or maybe which one feels more truthful to the character and the story at large. In one of the books called Friends in Need, we are introduced to Zazu as a very young bird. As soon as the story begins, Zazu is in immediate danger. He is about to be eaten by the three hyenas, Ed, Shenzi, and Bonsai, the same hyenas we know from the film. They are holding Zazu above what is known as the birdie boiler, ready to cook him right then and there. But just as they are about to drop him in, a young Mufasa stumbles upon the cave and gives a mighty roar. This scares the hyenas and they retreat far away from the Pride Lands. Zazu thanks Mufasa and essentially vows that one day he will be working for him. Zazu sees this as the only proper way to repay the lion who saved his life. While Zazu is excited about the future, we learn that Mufasa is not a fan of this idea. But that doesn't stop Zazu from continuously following Mufasa from there on out and waiting for the right opportunity to be of service. As Zazu follows Mufasa, the book reveals that Mufasa becomes increasingly more agitated with the bird because he disrupts his hunting and his alone time with his love, Sarabi. It seems, however, despite his annoyance, Zazu continues to hover above Mufasa at all times to make sure that he's okay. And one day, that hovering proves to be critical. On this particular day, as Zazu is flying, he notices a huge flock of vultures not too far away in the distance. Zazu wants to check it out and even asks Mufasa, but Mufasa pays no mind to it and falls right asleep. But Zazu feels in his gut something is wrong and flies over to get a better look and sees that Sarabi has fallen into a giant pit and can't get out. Zazu then races back to Pride Rock to tell Mufasa, who quickly leaps into action. However, when Mufasa gets to the pit, he quickly realizes he does not have a plan to get her out. But Zazu has a plan. He quickly tells Mufasa to use the large tree branch sitting nearby to help pull out Sarabi. Mufasa follows the Hornbill's advice and is able to safely get Sarabi out of the pit. It is after this that Mufasa asks Zazu to officially be his royal advisor, and Zazu, of course, accepts that position. Now, there is another backstory on Zazu, and this one comes from a book called True Zazu. In this version, Zazu was bred and born to be a royal advisor. The book's premise is that Zazu follows in his mother Zuzu's footsteps. As it turns out, Zuzu was the royal advisor to Mufasa's father, howdy. So, Zazu grew up in Pride Rock paying close attention to how his mother served the king. His mother emphasized the importance of the role and told Zazu that he was preparing to take over and become Mufasa's royal advisor when the time was right. And that's essentially it to the second story. Now, to be honest, I like the first version of his background a little more, just because we get to see a very caring side to Zazu, who truly just wants to guide and look out for Mufasa. However, the second version may make more sense given Zazu's strict approach to his job. I believe the second version shows just how ingrained serving his lion leader is. But let me know down in the comments, which one is your favorite backstory of Zazu and why? Well, that wraps up this video, but thank you so much for being my guest here on Disney Daily. I'll catch you all in the next one.